Make a Path presents Let's Talk.
Let's Talk The Walking Dead Q&A 44. Nikki Williams, do you think there may be an Abraham and Rosita relationship? Yeah, that's a tough one. I think there still is, you know. They went to the party together. They had their beef, but I think they had other squabbles before that. So I think there is, and I think we might even see the Holly thing. Either with Holly or Francine. Keep in mind both options are still open. Nothing but Blade. How closely do you think the show will follow Negan in the comics? And you mean the swearing and brutality? Well, you know what? The brutality, I think they can get pretty close. Keep in mind, they can do the trick they did with the church slaughter of the hunters. Off screen. It was brutal, right? It was all off screen. They showed one scene of Gareth in a bloody mess for a split second, but all that blood flashing and hitting, and it's all done very specific with the camera angles. And it looks brutal still. They could do the brutality without showing it, without actually showing it. As far as the cursing, I said it a million times. Shit, a Negan question slipped in here. I could see the commenters already. I thought you said no Negan. I can see them. I'm gonna do a video on this when it comes time for it, but I seriously think that one of the best things they could do for us fans is just mute it out. Mute the curse word. Like if Negan comes on and he says, "Fuck you, Rick Grimes." If they show it on the air, and it sounds absolutely ridiculous, but he should say, "Fuck you, Rick Grimes." When they come out with the Blu-ray version, they should uncensor it. And I know it sounds shitty, I know it, but I would much rather dealing with mutes every other word with Negan on TV, and then enjoy it in all its glory on Blu-ray. Unless they're going to go through the trouble, which I can't see them doing this, but unless they'll go through the trouble of censoring them and then doing what they did with the season 4, where Rick, on the Blu-ray version, says the F-bomb. But in the show, he says messin' or screwing. I don't see them doing that, because that's different takes. No matter what, you need 20 takes of they're screwing with the wrong people. 20 takes of they're fucking with the wrong people. You know, you can't just change the sounds, and even still, you're having them say it in a recording. I don't know. It's just, that's my vote anyway. Big Bad Nerd 1. What do you think of the J on the gun? Guys, does anybody know what that J means? Because I have no freaking clue. Evan Bryson, what do you think the purpose of the character T-Dog is in the show? He was my favorite character, but he had no bad side, and he had no lines and no character development. Why? To be brutally honest, charisma plays a big part in that. Bottom fucking line. Charisma plays a big part in that. And unfortunately with TV, you could be a good actor. You could kill your role. If you don't have that charisma, or maybe if the fans are not feeling you at that point in time, the writers are not going to develop you. They might develop your story. If your charisma and acting talents can't handle that. And listen, Daryl is the perfect example for this. Norman Reedus knocked it out of the park. So good in the audition, they created a character that was not in the original script and put Norman in. Norman killed it so good with his charisma and his character that fans wanted him. And the writers gave them more, you know, because that plays a role in it. They still stick with the core of what the story is. But if no one liked Daryl, you know, he probably would have been gone after season 2 or season 3. If no one liked him right now, if he had 0 fans, Daryl the character would probably drop off and be done with. And that's the truth of the matter. I'm not saying that's the case with T-Dog. I'm just saying it's a possibility. But this doesn't mean that that's the case for that actor for everything. Again, Norman Reedus, perfect example. He was in Boondock Saints, killed it, had a loyal following after that in Boondock Saints. Then he was in a bunch of other things. No one cared, okay? Nobody cared. He came into The Walking Dead. His fan base is ridiculous. You know, but though, again, that could be totally off. That's just my opinion, you know. And now that I've offended enough fans and possibly offended an actor I was planning on interviewing, you know, further down the line for this channel, I guess I could call it a day.
Subscribe now.
If you're interested in watching one of my all-time favorite movies, here you go. Kung Fu Hustle. I absolutely love this movie. I love it. It is hilarious. There are parts that's creepy. It's shot very well. The acting is great. Man, smoke a joint and watch this, and you might tear something in your stomach laughing so hard. Kung Fu Hustle. Watch it!